Morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Miss Cochran. I just wanted to reach out to you guys and let you know how much I miss y'all. It's been very quiet at my house. I hope y'all are doing well and getting super bored with all your Netflix and Disney Plus and you're ready to do some math. So we're in week 2 of online school. So I did want to show you where we're going to start loading all our information for each week. And if you go to our website, and I'll put this in a remind and everything else so you'll be able to find the link very easily. I believe the school's also going to put it on one of the pages there for the 7th grade students to find. But anyway, go to our website. Most of you should know where that is. And if you look, there's a brand new tab that says Online School, and this will pop right up, and it's going to tell you exactly what we're going to be doing each week. There's also a place for previous week's assignments, so that in case you missed something the week before, you can see it. It'll have our learning targets and also what we're going to, specifically what we're going to work on. And you'll see that each day is going to have a lesson and assignment. So these are links that you can click on from the website. And that way it'll make it pretty clear what you're supposed to do each day. Also have some new contact information. We've got email. I've got an Instagram that I made for our class. So maybe we can post some things and communicate back and forth a little bit there. Also have brand new Remind links here. If you haven't joined the Remind in the last couple of weeks, this is new, so you probably need to go and do that. So I'm going to start pushing out some information there as well, and your parents can also sign up for those. I also do have one other little thing I'm going to do this week. I know y'all are really sad because you're not getting your memes every day. I am going to do maybe a little video or a little TikTok or something. So this week, I'm going to call it Mornings with Moon Pie. So you're going to have some little silly little something in there, and then I'm going to pop right in, and we're going to start on our lesson for today. So here you go.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No,
Can
he's
I
like...
pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
Y'all probably seen that before. I think it's hysterical. I laugh. I love it. Anyway, we'll start it. Oh, wait. No, I think we need it one more time. Hold on. One more time. Here we go.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I
like...
pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
All right, anyway, we'll start with some math. All right, so guys, this is just what I'm going to try and do is do just a couple of warm-up problems, and I know this is going to be just honor code here, but if you want to try a couple of these on your own and like hit the pause button, see if you can get the answer before I start explaining them, okay? We did circles last week or the week before we left, and remember that you just got to be real careful because there's a little tricky trap here. Remember the diameter versus the radius. So if you want to hit the pause real quick and do these two problems and then check them, because I'm going to go over them in just a minute. So hit the pause, try them yourself because that makes your brain grow. All right. Hopefully you did those on your own because you are wonderful math students that want to grow and be successful in your life, right? So anyway, let's check them and see how you did. I'm going to pull up this block real quick. And let's see. Yeah, there we go. And remember, this is kind of like the basis of your area of your circle, and then also it ties into your volume of your cylinders. So just remember your formula is that area is equal to pi r squared. Ooh, and my writing is terrible. I'm super sorry. I have not written on this thing in like 3 weeks, so apparently I can't write. Maybe if I write it fatter, it'll be a little neater. Okay, we'll try again. All right, so look at this first one. Did anybody get stuck in a trap here? Remember that you're looking for radius, which is halfway. So the diameter is 20. So in this case, you're going to do pi r squared, and the radius is actually going to be 10. That's too fat. Let's make this a little smaller. Squared, okay? And it is okay for y'all to use calculator on these. This is, kind of where we've gotten into some higher level math, and you're going to need it. So, and we know pi is 3.14, and we're going to do it times 10 squared, and you know 10 squared is 100. You should be able to do this mentally, but we'll just do it on the calculator so we can make sure we're correct. All right, and you would have gotten the area on the first one as 314 inches squared, because remember area is squared. And let's check the next one. This one we're not trying to trick you at all. You just got a radius right there. So remember area is equal to pi r squared. And we got 3.14 times 3 squared, which is just going to be 3.14 times 9. And remember that pi is just an estimate, so these are just approximate. And that's times 9 gives you 28, 26. And that's feet squared. And usually they'll tell you to round if you need to round to a certain place value, but that should be it right there. All right, so hopefully you got those right, because we're going to build on that. We're going to go back through and talk about our goal setting. So we've kind of gotten off a little bit on it, but we're picking right back up kind of where we were at the end of the last week before our break. So here's what we're going to be working on: volume of cones, cylinders, and spheres. And we do have to memorize the formulas. And then we're also going to have some word problems and stuff kind of built in. So learning targets again, your goal here is to find the volume of a cone, cylinder, and a sphere. And today we're going to be working just on the cylinders. So we'll kind of take it easy. And then I think you're going to have a couple of problems in Big Ideas Math. So, all right, remember volume of a cylinder is, see this big B? That stands for area of the base, and then you have to just do it times the height. So remember the area of the base, and if you remember, I think you did several of these right before we left. The area of the base, well, the base is a circle, so that's where that pi r squared comes in. And then you've got the height of the prism, okay? So then you have to do it times the height. So this is the formula that you plug in. And I'll do a couple of little problems to show you, and then I'll let you do some work on your own. All right, remember, if you want to, I always write down my formula, and it is volume, and it is pi r squared, because that's the area of the base, times the height of this cylinder, okay? So then we're going to have pi, and then if you want to put the little dot, or you could put a times sign if you want. And we do have a radius, so we're okay there. And then times 8. And again, you can always use your calculator on these types of problems. It's okay. Now, we'll talk about, sometimes they'll leave the pi like it is. So you could have 6 times 6 will be 36 times 8. We'll do that. 36 times 8 equals 288. And if they leave the question in terms of pi, sometimes you'll just see it side by side like that. And that's correct. It just depends on what your answer choices have. So 288 pi, or you can carry it on down to a final answer, and you would do it times 3.14. I have no idea why I'm writing crooked. Have y'all ever figured that out? I don't know why I do that. But anyway, so forgive me for the crookedness. Times 3.14 equals, and you should get 904 and 32 hundredths, and this is going to be feet. Whoops, it's not squared, it is to the third power cubed, because it is volume. And remember, when you're dealing with anything in 3D, you're going to have your units be in 3 cubed, because it is feet times feet times feet. So, all right. Let's check out the next one. It does have a tricky trap. And remember, here's our formula. Pi r squared, because that stands for my circle, times my height of my cylinder. And I made this little block and didn't even use it. Yep, I'm super lame today. Okay, let's try this. Now remember, you just need a radius, so you need halfway across there. So you would have pi 4 squared times the height, which is 12. And remember that that's not going to be 8. That's the most common mistake I see a lot of people do. It's actually going to be 4 times 4, which is going to give you that 16 times 12. And lucky us, we get to use our trusty calculator here. 16 times 12 is going to give me 192. So you got 192 pi. If your answer choice was in this terms with just leaving pi as a symbol, then you would just choose it. Or you can finish it up like this right here. Just go ahead and take the pi out to 3.14. 192 times 3.14 equals 602 and 88/100. Excuse me, calculator. And oh, what was our units? Centimeters. Centimeters cubed because volume is in cubed because it is in a three-dimensional figure. So anyway, hopefully you got that, and hopefully I did it all right because I didn't go back and double check myself. I probably should. But anyway, that's our procedure for these types of problems. And let me see. I think I have one more. All right. One more word problem here. And this is Leo's family bought a hot tub for their house. The hot tub company told his family that the tub holds 125 cubic feet of water. Ding, 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 ding. They gave us the volume. We're not having to do the radius and the height. They gave us the volume. So we're going to use a little algebra here and see if we can figure out a couple of things here. It says he's interested to know how deep the hot tub is. So think about this. If you were trying to find out how deep it was, that's actually your height, isn't it? And that's something we don't know, but they did give us the diameter. Now remember, don't fall in the tricky trap. The diameter is equal to 2 of the radiuses, so we just kind of have to cut it in half. So let's see, they said it was 6 feet across, so that means it's actually 3 feet across there for the radius, okay? I don't know if you can see that. Let me maybe change that a little bit. All right. So let's go back and let's talk about our formula. It's volume is equal to pi r squared times the height. And let's plug in what we have. In this case, they gave us the volume. They gave us the volume. Our pi, I'll just leave the pi there for now. We'll come back and find it in a second. The radius squared is going to be 3 squared. And then the height, you know what? We don't know what it is. But what we can do is just put in a variable there. So that's where that algebra is coming in. I'm going to go ahead and do my 3.14. 3 squared is going to be 9. And times, let's just, oops, do y'all see the merits of not putting a times symbol like that? Looks like an X, doesn't it? So let's fix it. So we're going to do times, and then we're going to put our variable right there, okay? So let's do this little part first. Trusty calculator. And we've got 3.14 times 9 equals, I'm going to just rewrite it. And y'all, please forgive me for the messiness. Oh, my stars. I suddenly can't write after 2 weeks. All right. So we've got that times x. And this looks familiar, doesn't it? Don't get messed up because there's a decimal in there. You have a calculator, so you're good to go. Remember that we need to isolate x. We need to get it all by itself. So remember, side by side means multiply. So the inverse is going to be to divide that. And don't worry about that decimal. We're just going to take care of it with our calculator, okay? All right, that cancels out. And then take your calculator and just put in the number on the top goes in first. 125 divided by 28.26. And we may have to do some rounding, but we'll see what we get. Let's see, we've got 4.4. And I'm going to stop and round right there. So that's 4.43. And it looks like we're doing feet. And it's not going to be cubic because we're actually finding the height, okay? So what that means is that this little tub is about 4.43 feet deep, okay? So that's how you do it if they give you the volume instead of the height or the radius. So you kind of just plug in your formula and you solve it algebraically, okay? All right. So let's see what else we've got. Monday work period. That's it for my lesson today. So you watch the lesson. The next thing you need to do is go to the Walton County website, go to class link, and you're going to click on Big Ideas Math, which is that blue pre-algebra book. It should already be loaded for everybody. If not, just email me or something and I'll make sure you're set up right. You're supposed to go in and complete, there's an assignment out there. It's called 8.1 Volume of Cylinders Practice Assignment. And you do get several tries on this. I did put the parameters, so this is a practice session. So don't click all the time. I think you get like 2 or 3 tries. So don't just click until you get the answer right, because then you won't do so well. So anyway, I want you to legitimately try those. I think there's only about 12 or 13 problems, so it shouldn't take long. And it's okay for you to use a calculator, okay? So anyway, try it out, see how it goes, and those of you that are more comfortable with your Spanish video lesson, remember that on our website we do have those Spanish lesson and it does the same thing, probably better than me, but anyway, the Spanish lesson is there also. So anyway, y'all go in, give it a try, and don't forget to click on Tuesday's lesson for the next day, okay? So just click through every single day and find your assignment. So miss you guys, hope to see you soon.